Hi guys, this is Terence Gavin Willis. If you don't know who I am a writer stroke illustrator from the UK, and this is my second video in a series celebrating Inktober 2023. Now, if you don't know what Inktober is, it is an annual art challenge, which has been going for some years, for the whole month of October, creating one image a day. So the end result is 31 images by the end of October. Now, there is an official prompt list, which most people will work to, but it's totally open-ended. You can do whatever you want as long as you come up with 31 illustrations or 31 images by the end of October. Traditionally, it's done in black and white, in ink, so that could be fine liners, biro or ballpoint pens, calligraphy ink, anything, as long as it's black and white. But there are rules that can be bent, so you can use colour. But because I've been away from art and being creative and not done this for a while, I thought I'd want to keep this as simple as I could for myself, to make sure I get through it. So I'm just going to work in black and white with ink, pen and ink, fine liners, things like that. Work off the official prompt list, and to a restricted size. This is a sketchbook that I bought just for this. It's 15 by 15 centimeters or 6 inches by 6 inches, and it kind of restricts my competition. But the challenge that I'm going to put inside the challenge is that I'm not going to, even though I've seen the prompt list, I've not done any reference, I've not done any preparation of the mark making, just like with pen and ink, just to get the techniques down, but not actually come up with an image. So I don't have a preconceived notion of what I'm going to come out with. So these videos might get a little bit lengthy. I'm going to try and keep them under 20-25 minutes. If they do go a little bit over, I apologize for that. I have a tendency to ramble. I do apologize for any background noise. I am filming this later than I planned, so it is daylight, and there's a lot of people around, and it's not the most soundproof of buildings. You may also hear my cat meowing now and again. She's okay. Just to let you know, she is okay. She's just very vocal, very sociable. Right, so before I actually start doing the second illustration, I'll just quickly recap what I did yesterday, the first day. So the first day was the prompt was the word dream, and I just did a out and out drawing straight away, straight out of my own imagination, and this is the result. So please go and check this first video out, see how I actually generate this image. So the second image, the second prompt off the actual official prompt list is spiders. So that's could be interesting, isn't it? Right, okay. Like I said, I haven't got a preconceived notion. As you can see, I've been messing around with some mark making here. So spiders. So, I don't know, now because it's spiders, I'm thinking plural. That's obviously, I'm going to try and put a couple in. Right, okay, so, I'm thinking maybe a little bit of a spider web, not too much. I don't want to dominate. I want the spiders to be the, as you might see through this video, if you watch the first video, I do a sketch with a blue pencil. This is a non-repro blue pencil, which means that it doesn't reproduce when you scan it or photocopy it. But I don't know if you can see it. It's quite faint, and I've got the light right over the image. You get, if you want to comment in the on any processes, or you've got any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. And I'll either answer them in the comments or in the next video. Things like my processes, equipment I'm using, anything that's relating to what I do as far as art and being creative. So the composition that I draw may not be the final composition, so it may change as I'm going. Don't forget they have 8 legs. And in no way is this going to be realistic. It's not going to be photorealistic or anything. It is going to have a very sketchy, rough quality to it. But that's just because of the nature of the way that I'm doing it. And I don't work photorealistic anyway. I have nothing against that. But I like marks. I like impressions of what's there and what's not. Sometimes it's not what you show, it's what you don't show. That's just as important. So we are trying to make these. So what I'm going to do is Alright, so I've got like my blue sketch, so now I'm going to work into it with fine line. I try and start getting some black onto here. I've realised how long this video is already, so I'm going to try and pick up the pace a little bit. And let me know, do you like me talking through the videos, or would you rather, if you don't like my dulcet tones, would you want to hear music or just sound effects or something, anything? I do warn you that if I talk, I tend to ramble. It's just as I'm easing into the video and talking, I think it's key if you are doing these type of videos. Sometimes people want to know what you're thinking as you're drawing and the process that you're doing and why you're doing what you're doing. If you're interested in that, let me know again. So, like I said, these are not gonna be the most realistic spiders you've ever seen. It's just, and I don't have any reference. Like I said, I don't have any reference photos. I don't have any preconceived notion of what these are gonna look like. It is literally whatever comes down onto the paper from up here in my head. Now this is a little bit of a behind the scenes thing. This is about the 4th attempt I've done of videoing this. I did actually do a previous version of this drawing, but it failed miserably. Because I decided to take a cup of coffee and start drinking, and at that very moment in time I knocked the camera and it just ruined everything. So luckily I wasn't that far into it. I'd literally just started kind of drawing a cobweb right up here. So I am going to put this cobweb back in. Because I did like it, but just wondering. I'm going to try something with this as well. Here's where I'm going to go a little bit crazy whilst that's drying. Something else that I want to try and do with this challenge is try not to do the exact same kind of approach each time. So there will be times where it's just an out and out black and white drawing. And then there's going to be times like this where I'm trying to introduce some kind of like wash or texture into it, just to keep it interesting, because you can become very stale with it as well. So that's why on the second image I'm trying to do something like this, create a wash that comes in to help break up the process, really, just keep it interesting for myself, as well as creating a whole new series of little challenges inside it. This also will help to keep the spiders being the focus, and not by knocking the web back a little bit. And they are going to have more of like a sketch kind of quality to them, as opposed to an out and out finished illustration, I think. So I'm just going to knock this back a bit of tissue. Helps to dry it out a bit as well. Right, so now I'm going to go in, I'm going to reverse the brush and use the sharpened end of it to make the mark making a little bit more interesting, because it feels more organic as well. And I'm hoping that will lend itself to making these spiders look more natural. Now, it is actually hard to sketch with ink into wet paper. So what I'm thinking is, crazy idea, if I can find it. Can't find it. Also, may have noticed that in the first video I was wearing like a little glove thing that was covering these two fingers. I can't find it. I don't know what I've done with it. Since yesterday, I don't know what I've done with it. The idea behind these special gloves is that help to give your hand a little bit more comfort, but the main reason is to help prevent smudging. They're popular with a lot of pencil artists, and also they're really good for when you're working on a graphics tablet. They help to prevent you accidentally doing something you shouldn't be doing on it, or you don't want to do on it. Like I said, I don't know where this is going to go. This may end up being a really strong piece. It may just end up being like a really sketch. I am trying to keep this as brief as I can, and that was way too much. But that's all right. I've got an idea there. Right. I actually do have an idea what I want to do with that. Turn the brush around. Right. And I'm not exactly using the best brush. This is an really old synthetic brush. It's like what they call a rigger, which is really long bristles for doing long lines, but it's a bit worn out over the years. But it's really good for doing interesting brush strokes as well. Just because it's old and battered doesn't mean it's lost its use. Putting new life into something and new uses, and using it to help being creative. Is all part of being creative, is rejuvenating things. So this is not going to be realistic. It's more like it's a sketch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work into this. With more pens, brushes. Do. To shoot, not this back. I think he needs a bit more around the head here. Not the best spiders I've ever drawn, but like I said, this is straight out of my head, no reference, just trying to get a quick drawing down. Maybe fatten that up a bit. That's better already. Fatten that backside up a little bit, and that one. That looks more like it. That looks more like a spider. So, because they have like most spiders have like a look at this is where the webbing comes from, from the rear of the spider. So let's make this spider look a bit chunkier. Do the same for this one. So that's a lot better, isn't it? Right. I'm just gonna go in with my brush pen. Just pick out some details. Now, I'll go carefully going with some correction fluid. I think we're going to stop it there because it's quite a long video. So I'm just going to sign it. Yeah. Alright guys, we're going to stop it there. I think that's good enough for second day. Well, let's let me know what you guys think in the comments and how you think this series is progressing. So here we go, second day Inktober, spiders. Don't forget, if you want to see more and show a bit of support, just hit like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I will see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.